If you want to install a boost gauge on your S38P, it isn't as easy as you might think, and that's simply down to this small part right here. If you don't have this small part here, which is a boost tap, you will not be able to find a suitable vacuum source to run to the back of your boost gauge that you're trying to install. Let's get straight to it and install it. Okay, so step one, you need to locate your PCV pipe that goes into your intake, which is this one here. You simply want to remove this from the intake manifold. So you want to squeeze these together and then push, if not pull. Okay, so step two, now you've removed the pipe from the intake manifold, you want to get your boost tap and the little circlip, the C-clip that it comes with, and you want to put that on here, and you want to make sure that this clip goes into the gaps that sit either side, and it will just lock onto here. Okay, so that's step two done, and your boost tap should look like this. It should pop all the way on, and you should be able to get your C-clip in there and pull on it, and it should be nice and snug. It should have a really good seal now. Okay, so for step three, you want to install your vacuum source, which is going to be this fitting here. You want to make sure that is in nice and tight. Then you want to get the two bungs that you are given and install them in the last two holes, unless you've got other things that you want to run a vacuum source to. And then you want to get your vacuum pipe and then fit it straight to your vacuum source pipe. So for step four, you need to work out how you're going to run your vacuum pipe. So you're going to need to get it inside the cabin. So the way I'm doing it is by running it along this side, and I'm going to run it through underneath this plastic trim here and into the bung that sits behind here. So for that, you're going to need to remove your window wipers and remove this plastic trim. Okay, so now that you've got the plastic trim off and the wiper arms, for step five, you want to locate this bung here. You want to pull it out and make a little incision into the bung, as you can see here, so you can push through the vacuum pipe. Okay, so step six, you want to come inside your car and you want to take off this lower trim here. So you're going to have a bolt here on the side, you're going to have one bolt here and then another bolt round about here. So you're only going to have the 3 bolts to remove. You want to pull that down and unplug every single plug that you can see attached to that bit of plastic. So you've got 3 plugs here. You've got the OBD port, and then you've got the footwell light plug. Once you've undone those, you'll be able to move the trim out the way, and then where you've pulled that pipe in through that grommet up there, you will have a little gap around here, and you just want to stick like 2 fingers in there and try and grab hold of that pipe and pull it through. Now once you've done that, if you're running the same setup as what I am along this A pillar here, then you need to pull the pipe up through this gap here, squeeze it behind here and run it all the way up the side, as you can see through here, and then up through the side of the A pillar right there, like I've done. Now it is going to be slightly different if you've got the gauge for the vent. You're going to have to run it through probably the side of here, drill a hole somewhere here and then run it through there. Okay, so step 7, once you've sorted out the boost gauge and the vacuum source and wired it up, you're going to come back round to where you started in the engine bay, and you will have a load of these. So you want to put one round here to make sure that don't have a boost leak, and you might also want to tie these down with your cable ties. So make sure that you've placed it in the right place and it flows well, and then just cable tie it wherever you want. And then come round to your boost gauge again if you haven't already. Put a cable tie around the vacuum bit on the back of your boost gauge so you don't have a boost leak from there either. And now you just want to make sure that you put everything back together, make sure that it runs sweet, turn the car on, make sure you've got no boost leaks anywhere, and take the car for a run.